Good morning, WISER family. Good morning, WISERians. It's a great day in the world. It's a great day in Nigeria. It's a great day where you are. It's a great day in our lives. Good morning. What a delight to have us here together. Day 12. Amazing. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome home. Welcome to this brand new day of wisdom, of the application of wisdom, of the results from the application of wisdom. Indeed, it is a good day to be alive. It is a great day to be alive. I love the last verse of today's chapter. So let's just jump right in. Good morning. Good morning. Chapter 12, and today we're working with the Living Bible translation. This year, I'm just so happy to try different versions and translations for perspective. For perspective. So, one of the things we do as WISERians, as wise people, is that we check different perspectives to see, and it's okay to do that. It's something in 2023 we want to embrace even more. That before we argue with something, we look at it and just see. You may not agree with it at the end of the day. You may learn something from it. So don't be opposed to seeing something from another point of view. You may not change your ground, but you would have acquired new knowledge about something. So, perspectives. To learn, verse 1, you must want to be taught. To refuse reproof is stupid. Let me rephrase. You bought your data. You brought out your device this morning. You clicked the YouTube link and came into WISER. You want to be here. The truth is, on the WISER groups in total, I'm sure we have over 700 individuals on all the WISER groups together. I'm quite certain of that. But we've never had 400 people here at any given time on WISER. Some people found it easy to click on the link to join the group. But when it came to attending the program itself, it's like, okay, 1 hour a day, for real? What are we really going to be talking about? What's that thing, right? For reasons that are best known to individuals. And of course, there are those who cannot, for cogent reasons, join the live stream. So they always come on later in the day. There are those who will come in 3 weeks' time, in 1 year's time, in 1 month's time. There are those of you who will invite your friends to watch WISER when it's done. You would invite them in January and say, hey, go back and watch it. And in fact, let's watch it together. There are those, yes? But there are also those who will just not click on the link and go, And I'm using WISER as an example. There are millions of examples I could use. To learn, you must want to be taught. You cannot force learning. Excuse me. It's difficult to force learning on someone who doesn't want to be taught. To refuse reproof. Reproof is correction. Reproof is pulling your attention to see things from another point of view. Reproof is, in fact, let me see the dictionary definition of reproof. An expression of blame or disapproval. So when somebody wants to disapprove or is showing disapproval for something you did, even with good or great intentions, The emotion might be to rebel, to refuse, to be angry. Wiser, wisdom, King Solomon is saying it's stupid to be angry at that time. Listen, in the reproof, you might learn a better way to do that thing you wanted to do. So somebody says, let me think of something very common, very easy. I don't like the way you swept this house, right? I don't like the way you swept this house. Come and see, come here. Now, reproof is not always nice. I'm trying to use one that is not nice. Come here. See now, see all these corners, eh? See all these corners. What are you say you've swept? What's wrong with you? I may get angry and say, I don't like the way he spoke to me, and I walk away. But the truth is, if I will be a better house cleaner, if that is part of my job description, then I would give attention to sweeping the corners just as he has highlighted. But if I refuse to listen and I refuse to heed the content of the reproof itself, wisdom is saying that's stupid. So I may not like how it was said, when it was said, why it was said. Perhaps the person was just trying to bring me down. But I shouldn't ignore what was said. If I apply the what, I will not be brought down. I would actually walk up. So what is the reproof? What is the last reproof you got that really upset you? I can think of one for myself. And when I have applied the what, I feel better. Even though I didn't like it when I was told. And many of us will not. Verse 2, the Lord blesses good men and condemns the wicked. I think these 12 days we've heard a lot about good, and how the good will also receive their rewards here on earth. The Lord blesses good men. So our decision is to be good, regardless of whether we feel appreciated or not, whether the good we do is recognized or not. We will be rewarded by the Lord if we are good. And he condemns the wicked. He finds his own way to condemn the wicked. From my personal study, something I know is, especially from Bible characters and even some of all these books we read, good finds a way to make its voice heard. Good finds a way to be implemented if the people who are propagating the good stick with it, continue with it. Not saying I'm good today, I'll be bad tomorrow, because these bad people just seem to be getting the upper hand. Good finds a way. There are too many examples. Good finds a way. Good finds a way. Good finds a way. Wickedness never brings real success. Only the godly have that, real, not fleeting success, not success that can be measured only by money. I was at a program in Port Harcourt, was that 2 months ago? Wow, time flies. And I asked a question in the room. I said, how many of us, what's the reason you do what you do? It was a business meeting. It was for vendors of one of the big oil companies. And I said, well, how many of us why do we do what we do? The only answer I don't want to hear today is because of money. And the whole hall, people shouted like, na money. And I said, if money was not a factor, if you could do anything in the world and make money, what would you be doing? And then the hall went quiet. And then many people were, we got some funny but real responses. We're so hung up on money. Unfortunately, many, not everyone. The world tends to glorify money, idolize money. So many of the songs in pop culture are about money and what we can do with money, and the cars and the houses and the bling bling. Those things they do not really express real success. Real success is measured by, in my opinion, once again, lives that are changed and transformed by the application of that thing which brought the success. Whether people's moods were improved or they were diminished, whether people's applications in life, people's way of life became better, those are the things, those are the ways real success is really measured. Whether development took place in the world because of this thing that we work for. Windows on our laptops and desktops. There's so many things that define real success. Money usually is not one of them. It could be an indicator. Wickedness never brings real success. Only the godly have that. A worthy wife is a husband's joy and crown. The other kind corrodes his strength and tears down everything he does. Remember, I always say to myself when I study Proverbs, that remember the person who wrote it was a man, and almost anything almost anything we do will be rubbed with the context of the person who is writing, right? So if I were the one writing this, I may be saying a worthy husband is his wife's joy and crown. The other kind corrodes her strength and tears down everything she does, right? To balance out. A good man's mind is filled with honest thoughts. An evil man's mind or woman's mind is crammed with lies. So, Joyce, before you go into that next engagement, check how many lies you're putting in tow. Sometimes you're going in to meet somebody and you started preparing the lies. Oh, I will tell them I was not available. I'll tell them I was sick. Oh, I will tell them, just hold on and ask why. Why am I doing this? What evil am I propagating right here and now? Right? Why am I not able to say the truth? Is it for fear of what they would say? Is it because I was out of line, out of turn? What? Why am I preparing these lies? Why am I about to tell them that I'm in a meeting when I'm resting? Why? What's the reason for my cramming of lies right now? Why am I about to say that I traveled when I'm here? What is making it so difficult for me to say the truth that I couldn't come for your program because I was so tired, I couldn't move? Why am I finding it easier to say I couldn't come for why am I finding it easier to say I couldn't come in for your program because my in-laws arrived that day? Meanwhile, my in-laws generally were in the village or in their home. Why is it difficult for me to say the truth here? Why is it uncomfortable? Why can't I just leave it at I am so sorry I couldn't make it? How can I make it up to you? What can I do? And the person says, you'll buy me lunch. Oh, fantastic. I'll buy you lunch, but my mama put a goofy buy you. But I have the best mama put ever. The rice and beans with do. Hey, with roundabout. Joy. And it's done without telling the lie. Why, Joyce? Why am I, what am I running away from? What maturity do I need to attain to say the truth? Sometimes it's just to be mature enough to say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't help you now. So many things, so many reasons I can't even explain, but I'm sorry, I can't help you now. Why do I have to add that lie that I can't help you now because somebody has surgery in my family and this and that and that? Why do I find the need to add those extras? Perhaps I just need to grow a bit more and look in the eye and say, I'm sorry, no way now. I beg, no vex, leave it there. The discomfort. Why do I always want to be right and be seen in good light? It's okay for me to be seen as the person who couldn't help right now, because that's the truth. I can't help right now. It's okay. I need to remind myself of these because sometimes that wanting to be good, wanting to be right, wanting to be seen as something bigger or more than who I really am might be what will make me cram the lies. I don't have the master's degree. I started the program, but I fell out. I dropped out. I didn't have the tenacity. I couldn't cope. So I don't have the master's degree. Duh. But, oh, no, I have the master's degree. They will still find out, oh, this is somebody you want to marry. In the last year, at least I heard at least four different real stories about people who married, and it was after they got married they realized their spouse did not have that master's degree they said they had. In fact, in one of the cases, they didn't even have the BSc or BA that they had claimed they had. It was when in the marriage they realized it didn't happen. The certificate didn't come through. They didn't finish the school. There was problem. I keep wondering, why now? Why? But at the same time, I think I understand it. Sometimes we just want to be in good light and we hope that somehow we would make it good before we are found out. I'm speaking to what affects all of us. Wisdom is saying that in that moment and at that time, we're walking in evil because we have crammed the lies. So today, Monday, you may have already prepared one or two lies that you think will just help you get by. I may have prepared one or two lies to help me get by. Wisdom is saying to us today, walk up. Walk up. What's the worst that could happen, really, if we're found telling the truth? We might lose the job. We might lose the first person. We might lose the relationship. We might lose face for a bit. But then again, we have seen many situations of people who just came up and told the truth, and people appreciated the fact that they were honest enough. We have to let you go, but we respect you for it. So Joyce Daniels, today the truth will set you free. The truth will make you free. The truth. The truth. The wicked accuse, the godly defend. So if you think that you are a godly person, you will be accused. Stop falling into that trap of saying, why me? And why are they accusing me? Who are they going to accuse? The wicked will accuse us. And we will defend. So prepare your defense from right now. Prepare your defense. It doesn't mean that the godly will not accuse sometimes, because sometimes we will accuse the wicked of what they've done because we want justice. But we all should be ready for defense. Who is defending you? You will be accused of something good or bad. Be ready with your defense. Don't fall into the trap of a level of foolishness to think that only your goodness will get you by. No, you will need to defend yourself, your actions, your decisions, no matter how good they are or how godly they are, you will be required to defend them at some point. So be ready with your defense. And trust God to walk with you in that day of defending self. Verse 7, the wicked shall perish, the godly shall stand. This brings joy to my heart. This brings reassurance. This brings strength to say, it's okay, Joyce. You're choosing the godly path. Stay there. You will stand. There is assurance from the one who is bigger than you. So stay. Someone say, please stay. Call your name and say, stay, stay, stay. Everyone admires a man with good sense, but a man with a warped mind is despised. So get good sense. In all you're getting, get good sense. Good sense will come from studying what is good. We're here at WISER. You will be at several other events. You will read several books. Let them help us generate good sense, good sense, good sense, good sense. Thank you. I'm seeing your responses. Stay in the godly lane, stay in the good lane, generate good sense. That's our mission. Good sense in context for the place we operate, for the place we want to thrive, for the place we want to grow in, for the place we want to dominate, for the place where we want to be fruitful and multiply. Generate good sense, acquire good sense. Everyone admires a man or a woman with good sense, but a man with a warped mind is despised. The anger that many of us feel is when we see people with warped minds being admired and celebrated. And sometimes we are so confused. We are tempted to want to discard our good sense. Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake. Stick with it. Stay. It's better to get your hands dirty and eat than be too proud to work and starve. If the hunger reach you, work and eat, and be too proud to work and starve. There's so many stories. There's so many stories about people who had to do something that their hands found to do, at least to eat, while still following through on the main business. You were trying to follow through a journey to a particular destination. You want to be known as the world's greatest something, something, something. Whilst you're working on that, some days hunger is staring you in the face and you decide to use your vehicle for Uber or Bolt or any of those transportation services, or you decide to use your guest room for Airbnb, for what you call it, shortlets. You decide to use your hands to carry bricks to do bricklaying. You decide to be a lesson teacher to children in your environment. You decide to be a cleaner somewhere just so that you can have enough to eat. Wisdom is saying it's okay to do that. It's actually a wise thing to do, to get your hands dirty and eat and be too proud to work. And somebody says, but you have your car now, at least do Uber. If you can commit 5 hours every day whilst you're still saying me, Uber, me. Like, as in, did you see me, I should drive Bolt. You chop your eye, you know? Work. It's okay to work to eat. You know how to write projects. You know how to do university projects for people. You sit with them, help them put their projects together, and they will pay you for your intellectual work. Eat. Eat. That's the definition of getting your hands dirty to eat. Not that you should steal to eat. Said even when a thief is caught for eating what? If even when the person who stole to eat is caught, he'll be made to pay back 7 times. Don't be too proud to work and starve. A good man is concerned for the welfare of his animals, but even the kindness of godless men is cruel. How are you treating the goats and chickens around you? And the cockroaches? Are you a murderer? I'm always teasing people around me who kill cockroaches. I say, you're a murderer, you're a murderer. Why are you killing the mosquito? That's somebody's child. That's somebody's mother that's gone out to look for food for her children. You are killing her. Your blood is the food that, see, even your blood is a blessing to a mosquito colony. Allow them take the blood and go and feed their family. You are there killing them. Oh my God, genocide. I always joke about this with people close to me. I'll say, let them eat the and use your hand and shoot them off and say, yeah, go, mommy, you have taken food. Yeah, go and give your people, go and feed them. It's okay. I kill them roaches. You be killing. A good man is concerned for the welfare of his animals and insects. Hard work means prosperity. Only a fool idles away his time. It's okay for us to work hard. It's okay for us to feel the pressure of hard work. It leads to prosperity. And remember, prosperity is not only about money, it's about the joy, the reward, the blessing of people who will be blessed, who will receive the service, who will receive the benefits of the service we've worked hard for, and more. Crooks are jealous of each other's loot, while good men long to help each other. So, Joyce, check how you feel about other people succeeding around you, especially people in your field. Be honest with yourself, Joyce. Do you feel jealous and want to check out what their loot is? Or are you glad that there are other professionals in the world replenishing the earth? Check, 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 and then course correct. That if I look at the work of another person that is in my field and I am jealous of what they are getting, which sometimes will come in, you feel it in a few seconds and go, no, I rejoice for her. I rejoice for him. They're making a way. The jealousy will present itself from time to time. It will show up when you look at, this person landed this job. Wow, they're working for this organization now. As a master of ceremonies, I might see another MC say, this person was there. Wow. Jealousy might sip in for a second or two. Course correct quickly and say, I rejoice for them. I can imagine the joy of getting in there, how elated they must have felt. It must be like the way I felt when I was called for it. So Lord, I am grateful that they made it. In that moment, you're course correcting so that you don't fall into a pit you don't want to be in. Else, before you know it, you might subconsciously begin to find ways to sabotage someone else's prosperity, thereby sabotaging yourself and now being that wicked man or woman that you had said you would not be. So the moment you find jealousy rear its head, we are human, it will rear at some point. Find the right words to cause correct, and possibly the right action by saying congratulations to that person and say, well done, well done. I admired this. I like this. Well done, well done. Lies will get any man into trouble, but honesty is its own defense. The truth. The truth. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. the truth in itself will defend you. I heard it from someone, I don't remember who right now, that said, why is it that we say she told a lie, because there are different types of lies that can be told, but we say she told the truth because the truth is one. And if the truth remains the truth, turn it, wake up anytime, it's still the truth, but there could be various variants of the truth. Honesty itself, it is its own defense. Telling the truth gives a man great satisfaction. Hard work returns many blessings to him. It brings satisfaction after the bitterness of the truth. Sometimes telling the truth will slap you, will knock you in the head, will make you sweat, will shake you up, will make you might make you seem standoffish. The truth might make you confrontational. The truth might make you disliked. The truth might make you unpopular. But the end of it will bring satisfaction. The truth might put your life in danger. That fear of danger usually is the problem itself. Fear of being left out, fear of being unloved, fear of being the odd one out. Why? That's the deeper question is, why am I afraid of being left out? Why am I afraid of being on the other side because of truth? It's a deeper thing. It has to do with your self-worth, your self-esteem, your values. It goes back to that worth. It goes back to your anchors. And anchors are the things that keep us grounded. Are we afraid of death? Are we afraid of hunger? Are we afraid of going to jail? Are we afraid of being beaten? It's a deeper thing. The lie itself is just the cover, the makeup. It's covering something that is deeper. A hunger that we are not able to take care of. It gives great satisfaction after it might have slapped you, made you lose the job, made you lose the face. But at the end of the day, satisfaction, if we will hold on through to the time of satisfaction. Telling the truth at some point might even make you regret. Why did I go and say it now? Now they told me to pack my load and go. Even people who love you will surround you sometimes and say, now, wow, are you now the only righteous one? What is it? If you had just told them this, we won't be going through this. It might even be your spouse, someone very close to you. Now, wow, if you had just closed your mouth, Joyce, everything you must, who sent you now? Now see where we are. They have told us that they won't give us this. See, now they've cut our lights because you are the one who went to tell them that we are doing energy thefts. Everybody is connecting to somebody else's. Everybody, see, are we the only ones? Everybody. But when they ask, you're the only one who said yes, that we don't have meter. So now they've come to disconnect our lights. Are we the only ones that don't have meter? Apropos, who sent you? When you would have just told them that, we paid for the meter, or we have asked for the meter has not come. Say that if that's the truth, though. Encourage yourself this morning and say, stay strong. Call your name and say, stay strong. The truth will hurt you sometimes, but after the hurt will come the satisfaction. Even you might regret saying the truth for a time. Just remind yourself, after this will come the satisfaction. The satisfaction may not be enjoyed by you. Hello? The satisfaction may be enjoyed by your children. when you are gone, by your grandchildren, great grandchildren, people in your community. The satisfaction may not be for you right now, it might be decades later. People will enjoy the results and the rewards of your truth. So do it for life's sake, for posterity's sake. Stay strong, Joyce. Stay strong. Hard work returns many blessings to us. Stay strong. Stay strong. A fool thinks, thank you, I'm seeing you. Stay strong, yes. A fool thinks he needs no advice, but a wise man listens to others. He didn't say a wise man agrees with others, but at least he listens. At least she listens. Listen first. You just might learn something. Listen. Don't say, no, 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 I don't know. I don't need that. Listen. Just listen. A fool is quick-tempered. A wise man stays cool when insulted. Ah, Lord, help me. I'm still trying to be wise here. When being insulted, stay cool, Joyce. Stay cool. Stay cool. Stay cool. It's okay. It's like water on your back, on the back of a tortoise. Stay cool. If they knew better, they would say differently. It's based on what they know that they're saying this. So stay cool. Stay cool. Stay cool. Don't go and show yourself. Stay cool. A good man is known by his truthfulness. I think today's word is all about truthfulness. A good man is known by her. A good woman is known by her truthfulness. Of course, when we're saying man here, it's gender neutral. It's about humanity. A good man is known by his truthfulness. A false man by deceit and lies. Over time, our deceitfulness, our lies will find us out and will be labeled. But over time, and at the same time, over time, people will label us for the truth. So there was a man I was going to see in this political journey of mine. For those who don't know, that I'm running for local government chairman of Eastern Central, Edo State. So I was going to see a particular man, and people said to me, one thing about that man that we like is, good or bad, he will tell you the truth. Good or bad, you never need to be concerned about what he's thinking. He will tell you the truth. I went to see him. He told me he would not support me, and he gave me his reasons why. And he said, I wish I could, but I won't. I can't. I won't. I would ask you rather to go and pay your dues, join the party, support those who are running now, and join the queue. Next time we will support you. But for now, pay your dues. Others who are that person who is running has paid his dues. He has been around us since, and so on and so forth. But he said his truth. And guess what? Everybody knows him for it. They say, like him or hate him, he will tell you his truth. I liked that. So when I went to see him, I actually told him that this is what I was told about you. And he was so pleased. He said, I'm happy to hear that. And in fact, what you have said is giving me more strength to tell you my truth. I will not support you. And I will not lie to you and say I will support you and collect your drink and collect your cola. No, I won't. I think it's a great thing that people just know with him where they stand. And I was like, I want this. I want people to know with me where they stand. Not that, it's Joyce now. We're not sure. She feels say she come now, tomorrow you no go see her. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want. So I'm sometimes now when people invite me to I don't even say I will try to be there. Sometimes I say, I'm sorry, I won't be able to make it. I'm so sorry, I won't make it. It's that wanting to be, I will try my best. Let's see how it goes. You already know. I'm sorry, I won't make it. This will be my contribution toward it. Or right now, I wish I could even contribute something, but I don't even have what I can contribute. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry, I can't. We are all work in progress. WISER is supposed to remind us to continue or to restart. WISER is not to condemn us. No, 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 no. So don't be condemned. Rather say, yes, it's reminding me to dust off and pick up again, right? Some people like to make cutting remarks, but the words of the wise soothe and heal. So remember this the next time you're about to say something that should cut somebody down because you want to put them in their place. And these things face us every day. Some days you just want to give a piece of your mind and put him in his place. What is his place in life? Down? Or do you want to see him corrected so he can now really do the right thing? Or you just want to see him embarrassed and shamed? Motive. And of what benefit would his shame bring me? What would it be to me? What benefit would it be to me? So that we're able to tell the truth. I want to say this because I really want to hurt you right now. I want you to feel the pain I feel. You hurt me, and so I want to say something that would really hurt you. When I remember that hurt might not also give me the result I seek. Perhaps I'll just take a deep breath and walk away, so that when I do speak, it might bring healing. We are work in progress. We desire to attain this level, this height where our words are always soothing and healing eventually. It's good to say the truth without the motive of cutting down and putting in their place. And if all the motive I can find is to cut down and put in their place, then maybe I should just walk away and say nothing right now. Truth stands the test of time. Lies are soon exposed. Deceit fills hearts that are plotting for evil. Joy fills hearts that are plotting for good. May we have joy fill our hearts today as we plan for good. No real harm befalls the good, but there is constant trouble for the wicked. Whenever I read this verse, I think of what's his name now? I Have a Dream. What's his name? What's his name? I have a dream that someday our children will be judged. Martin Luther King Jr., MLK. I think about him and I go, wasn't it harm that befell him when he was trying to do good? And then I see the qualifier there, real harm. What does that mean? He may have been killed, but what real harm befell him? His integrity was in place. His legacy was in place. His children, his descendants are, and will almost always, at least till today, are revered. His wife was respected and cared for eventually by the community. So what real harm befell him? His body was destroyed, but his life and legacy continued and continues. And it's almost impossible to speak about Black history, good in the land, people of inspiration, without mentioning his name. So my question is, what real harm befell him? I like the word here, real, the qualifier of the harm. So I ask myself and I ask you, what real harm will befall you, Joyce, for standing for what is right? What real harm? You may not ever have billions in your account. You may not. What's that real harm? What? Sometimes we need to question ourselves like this so that we might stand for truth. What is that real harm? I'll be sacked from here, and then I would have the opportunity to work elsewhere. So, what real harm? The harm that will befall me right now, how would it change anything? It's good to question these things so that we can put in perspective and then sometimes strengthen ourselves and say, I will go ahead. Because these are the only things that can happen. The worst is that I'll be killed. And then what happens? I live on. Sometimes the fear of death is because we are not right now in the fullness of life. We are not living to the fullness today. We are trying to live for what we will do tomorrow. You know, by the time I am 21, by the time I'm 35, by the time I'm 45, the fullness of life today. I have created the course. And you know what happens? In fact, since the reality of this verse hit me years ago, I always take out time to look at how much more in the day of death of a good person, the words about their death proliferates. The day that good person dies, that day, radio, TV, now we have social media, people's DMs, DPs all over the place celebrating that person because they were good. In that instance, their goodness multiplies in the day of death. In that instance, their photos are everywhere, much more than on their birthdays when they were alive. Yes or no? Have you noticed? To those who consider them good. Guess what? Even bad people. So what's that real harm that befalls the good? More books are written about the person's legacy when the person dies than when the person is alive. It's after the person, you see people now write, movies will be created. Some happen when the person is alive, but usually it multiplies in death. So what real harm? When Martin Luther King was alive, he was known by the Black community in the United States. I am not sure. I don't know, but I am not sure where else he was known outside the United States. But now he's known all over the world. Even himself might have been shocked if he were to look in right now and see how we are talking about him somewhere in Nigeria. At that time, ask him whether he knew where Nigeria was. He may not have known where Nigeria was. He would just know Africa, motherland. We are from Africa, but ask him where Nigeria is. I don't know if he would have known it. But here we are. So what real harm? If this is all you carry today, I think it's enough so that it will give you energy to do the good that you've been planning to do, but you've been afraid of. Joyce, can you hear me? That good you've been wanting to do, but you've been afraid because of the harm that it could bring. If I do this now and I lose my job, my children I might not be able to pay school fees for my children. But what real harm would come to them? Worst case scenario, they stay at home with you for 1 year. So what else can you do in that 1 year with them? What schools will you change them to? What real harm? What story would they have? Oh, I remember when my mother, my parents, my father lost his job. My mother lost her job because she stood up for what was right. And we had to be out of school for 2 years. Huh? They will be telling the story someday with pride. So what real harm? The way we are telling stories of some things that our parents suffered for us. So what real harm The things we fear are afraid of us too. I have a very cute little dog. I'm a dog mom. And he barks so loud. And sometimes we'll be like, I beg, I'm afraid. When I say, come near him and see what happens. I always say to people when they come in, and the moment they come in, he runs away. I say, he's barking because he's afraid of you. He's barking to let us know that there's somebody around, though. I don't know who this person is, so. And the moment you, not all dogs behave that way. I know some dogs bark and you go near them, they jump on you. I know that. But this one, the moment you step close to him, he runs away. So I always say he's afraid of you. The thing you're afraid of is usually afraid of you too. Even the big dogs that attack are attacking usually because they are afraid of you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what intents you're coming with. So they attack you because they are afraid primarily. Who are you? What are you here for? And so they don't want to be in harm, so they harm you. That harm that is trying to come to you is because they are actually afraid of you. God delights in those who keep their promises and abhors those who don't. So you remember, was it yesterday or 2 days ago where we read that it's even safer not to make the promise at all. Don't give your word if you're not going to honor it. It's okay. Don't give your word. But if you do, honor it. I realize that there are things we say in town. We say, we'll see now. We go see. We say it as a way of saying, instead of saying goodbye, we say, we'll see. Don't worry, we'll see. I value, we'll see. Now, I went home to my community and I said to a few people, yes, we will see. I'll see you. I said it as a way of saying goodbye. And I realized that, no, here, they take it to mean you will come. And then the next thing they say, well, you said you were going to see me. You didn't come to my house. And I'm almost, the first time I was a bit perplexed, like, did that really mean that? Did you think, here, they take, that's when it hit me like, we've always said that thing as a way of saying goodbye, like, we'll see. But here, we'll see means we will see. So don't say it anyhow because you will be held to account. I'll say, God, no problem. I'll come and see you. Then he sees you and saying, you said you were going to come. You didn't come. You just said it like that. Meanwhile, here we have said it in town like, is another way of saying bye-bye. So now, when I'm going, I say bye-bye. When will we see? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe next time I come, we will try. I don't know. Not, no, we will see you. So I don't make promises without knowing you were making promises. Are you there? Yeah, culture shock. A wise man doesn't display his knowledge, but a fool displays his foolishness. A wise man might be quiet until he needs. But everything taken context. Don't withhold your knowledge when your knowledge is required. Display it then. We don't go about but when it's required, display it. A fool would display his foolishness anyhow. Work hard and become a leader. Be lazy and never succeed. As simple as that. Be lazy is just give the barest minimum constantly. Small. Success comes from labor, real work, studying, following through, checking up, rechecking. Anxious hearts are very heavy, but a word of encouragement does wonders. Can we take an assignment for today? That today, the 12th of December, Monday, we will give words of encouragement. Maybe you might decide that you want to give it to 2 people, 3, 5. I wouldn't say everybody you meet, no, that would be unreasonable. But today will be a day of giving encouragement to someone else, including self. Today, consciously give a word of encouragement to the people who live around you, who live with you, who work for you. And please don't add but. Don't say something to maybe your house help like, Udo, well done, oh. Well done. You're always so hardworking. Thank you for the way you always clean this house. Well done. But always make sure you open this window. No, don't do that, please. Please, I'm begging you, don't do it. Encourage and leave it there for today. Tomorrow, call Udo and say, Udo, come. Let me show you how this window should be cleaned. Please don't put the but in the same thing. Udo may not have heard the encouragement. All he might take away would be that but that you said. So please don't put them in the same sentence. Don't encourage your child, your spouse, your boss, your friend, or a stranger you meet and say, oh, wow, well done. I love this thing you did, but this your hair. Now, what for amo? Don't try it. I say, what? Don't try it. Don't put both of them in the same sentence. Don't do it today, please. And encourage someone that needs encouragement. They may not even need it, but give it, because it can never really be enough. Appreciate the people around you and encourage them. Encourage them. Many children are still writing exams this period. Don't encourage them by warning them and by threatening them. Today, and just encourage. You can even Google right now. Google it, how to encourage my child who is writing exams. In fact, let me write it. How to encourage my child who is writing exams. It's a long one. You might have a shorter way. Ask your child questions that they might have come. Develop questions based on, you can say this. How do you encourage someone who is writing exams? Ask them what they need, know their timetable, spend time together, offer to be their study partner, share mindful practices, remind them of their worth, right? Say, we are always proud of you no matter the result. Don't panic. You've prepared all you can. Take your time, do your best. That's all you can do. I know you'll try your hardest. This one even shows 100 words of encouragement for kids. So you see, don't say you don't know how to encourage someone. You can even now go and Google how to encourage my spouse, how to encourage my staff, and then copy and paste, but copyright. Just do it. So don't say, I don't know how to encourage. But this child, they never even truly try you. Tell them, I know. Just kind. So today, encourage. Maybe they even started their exams last week. Encouragement is not, don't go and forget now. Don't go and play. Don't go. I'm only encouraging him to pass. I'm only encouraging him. Don't go and be playing now when other people are reading. If you like, go and do that thing that you're always doing. Put your eye down though, and make sure you look at it again. Don't go and be doing this your way of scatter everywhere, where you just be. That's not encouragement. That is discouraging. That is labeling. That is reminding them that they are always scattered. That's not encouragement. But we are doing it with good intentions. Remember, hell is made up of people with good intentions. You were trying to do right, but you ended up doing wrong. Let's give encouragement today. Please, everybody, take that task. Find someone to encourage today. Please be intentional about it today. The good man asks advice from friends. The wicked plunge ahead and fall. So if you need advice, seek it from the right people. A lazy man won't even dress the game he gets while hunting. You have hunted, but you can't cook it. But the diligent man makes good use of everything he finds. Everything she finds, she makes good use of, including the clothes in her wardrobe. And when she sees she can't use them anymore, she gives them to charity, or she organizes a yard sale, or she does something about it to make them be blessings to other people. She would convert the old clothes to now use as a shoe cover or shoe cleaner. She would do something with everything. Else you will buy. You know how sometimes you look at one shoe that you bought 8 months ago, you've not even worn it once. The lazy man brought the game home but cannot even use it. So we can say lazy, we can say wicked, we can say evil. I bought this thing 3 months there, I never used it one time. Meanwhile, do you know how much I spent in? But if you check around, you have things like that. I bought this, what do you call this thing now? A food processor. I bought it 1 year. I've not even brought it out of the packet. I bought juicer. I never use it on one day. 3 years have passed. The juicer just stay there. And you still sell it off. Give it to someone you know. You don't just go and dump it on someone else and ask, will you use it? Go and look for somebody who is. Now, the diligence part is that you will actively find someone who is in the juicing business and say, I have this kind of juicer. Will it help you? Oh, yeah, take. I know I bought 100,000 though. Pay me anything you want. I know you were not looking for juicer. Me, I have juicer to sell. Anything you want to pay me, pay me. And they say, Madam, I can give you 20,000. Give me, I will take it. Thank you. At least I got something. The thing I've been sitting in my house for 3 years. That's a yard sale, intentional yard sale. You went to sell it to somebody who you know will use it. You might even decide to say, oh no, can you pay me 3 times, but pay me 60,000? Negotiate if you want. If it's paying you too much to dash them, say dash. At least the fact that I know you're even using it, I've blessed your business. Depending on you. Don't feel bad if you ask for money. It's okay to ask for money. After all, you spent money to get it, even though you've not used it in 3 years. Or you might go to the people who sell secondhand things and say, how much when I go fee sell this thing for me? You know? That's part of this here. I've bought the dresses. Say, Joyce, come, let me show you. Let me show you. Come. Some people, I've seen it. Joyce, come, let me show you. See all these ones. This dress, I bought it 2017. It was a Shoibi for my niece's wedding. I never wore them one day, still there. 65 years have passed. See this one. I bought it for somebody's burial. I wore it for that burial. It's still here. 6 years have passed. I think the word has been made. The point has been made. Go and make good use of everything. If it's with you, it can be used. It may not be used by you, but somebody else will use it. They'll appreciate it. Use it for something good. The path of the godly leads to life. So why fear death? This to me is like the most profound verse in this chapter. It always, the fear of death is gone because my path today leads to life. I'm sure at WISER in other years, I might have said this in one way or the other if I was the one who taught on day 12. And maybe I've said it at different places where some of you may have heard. But I'm repeating it to myself. Remember, I said WISER for me was to share out of the beauty that I get from studying the book of Proverbs. And I said to myself one day, you can't enjoy this alone. Gather people and say, come and hear with me. As simple as that. So whenever, that's why I call my name when I'm teaching, when we're studying, because WISER is my study for me. It's just that we are all here together now. I didn't really come to teach you. No, I came for you to be a partaker of teaching me, if that makes sense to you. So I even expect some of us here to pick a month, maybe pick March that has 31 days, pick any month that has 31 days and go and do this Proverbs study with your own group. You might do it with your staff, with people in your community. Don't do it in December. In fact, you know what? The truth is, even if you choose December, I'll be all right with it. In fact, that is the truth. I will be fine with it, knowing that somewhere else, some other people who I may never have been able to reach are gathered where you are, doing the same thing, preparing for the new year with WISER. So you even have my permission to do it next year. You can go home, go somewhere and gather your set of people and do this. Teaching you, but them all benefiting. Today, we've had over 100 people come in and out, being a part of my study. You did it in October. Fantastic. I'm happy to see it. In fact, next year, I would want more people to do it. Take it on and say one chapter a day. January has 31 days. March has 31 days. July has 31 days. May has 31 days. October has 31 days. So there's several months. And you can pick a month that has 30 days and in one day, take 2 chapters. You can even pick February that has 28 or 29 days. It's okay. Pick your birth month. You might have been born in June. Pick June. You might have been born in September. Pick it and let that be part of your give back to the world. Gather people and study. It's fine. Do it. The fear of death goes away when I understand that my godly life, even as I am today, has led to life of many other people. If only the people who have attended WISER 2022 are the people I have affected positively in my entire 40 years of existence, guess what? I've lived well. But I know it's not only those who have come in 2022, WISER. I know that. So why fear death? Some of us might be afraid of death because we've not understood death as a veil that it is. Death is just the stopping of this physical body, but the body of work of your daily life will continue to live. So today, live, really live. All the things you say you want to do to bless the world, do them today on the scale that you can, while trying to scale up with the hope and belief that we will live long. Today, do your part. Today. The death or the transition of Dr. Ubon King, who spoke with us here at WISER 2020, reminded me that there is nothing to keep for tomorrow. Do it today. That form you want to buy it today. That thing you want to do it now. Ask yourself the truth. Why am I waiting till I am 50? Why did I say that thing I will do it when I'm 50? That book I will write it when I'm 50? Just ask yourself why. It's not out of fear that you want to write it today, but the question is why? Why am I living? What do I think I would have gathered by then that I don't have now? Experience? And you will do a revised edition then. Write it now. I wish you a great day. Our paths lead to life, so we no longer fear death. I no longer fear death. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I'm no longer a slave to fear of death, fear of missing out. I'm no longer a slave to fear of death, because my life today is a blessing to the world. My life today will continue even when this body packs up, because I am living the godly life of being fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue the earth, have dominion. Today, let this guide you. Let this guide you that today I'm a blessing. Your words of encouragement today is life to someone, so do it. Do it because it's part of your living. And when you're gone, that person will remember, she encouraged me. He encouraged me. Then have you really died? No, the encouragement lives on. She fed me. She fed me. She spoke for me. She clothed me. She directed me. She taught me. So has she really died? No. Have a great day. A great day of life. Tomorrow, my beloved sister and friend will be joining us, Ella Umachi. I am so delighted and honored to share her with you. Ella is a bundle of moving, living wisdom, and then she's coming to share out of the abundance that Solomon has given us. Oh my word. Bring a friend along tomorrow. we will be wiser, blessed, empowered to do even more by the grace of God. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I love you. Share, 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 like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe today and click on the bell icon so that you receive alerts every time we go live. In a few weeks, we're going to have the, what do you call it now, membership of the YouTube channel, where there are some content I will not give for free to the world, only to those who will be members of the YouTube channel. There will be a fee, a small stipend that you'll pay for the year. And then there's some content that only you will have access to because you're a member of it. Why? Because there is that, what's the word? There is that gold that you will search for a little deeper and get, right? It will be there. So subscribe now. You would also get a notification when membership comes up and see if you would want to be in there for some deeper words. I love you so much. Have a blessed day, being a blessing to your world. Bye for now.